everyone! Gosh, I haven't done a video in such a long time. Today is October 23rd, I think, of 2017. I think the last time I did a video was last year. And actually around this time was when we got pregnant on our first cycle of IVF. I don't recall. I honestly haven't looked at any of the videos that I had put up because I was just so devastated. We had a miscarriage and had to do a D&C. Then we did another cycle of IVF. We were able to grab 4 embryos. We transferred one of those fresh. It didn't take. And now fast forward to, I think it was like May, we have 3 frozen embryos, which did do what they need to do, I guess. And so we decided, okay, so then we'll wait for the summer to finish-ish, and then we'll go back and see when we can transfer another one of those 3 frozen embryos. So we went to the fertility clinic in August, and they did an ultrasound, and I still had my fibroids, but it seemed that I had a new one growing inside of my uterine cavity. So I was not cleared to do an FET, a frozen embryo transfer. So at that point I was like, okay, what do we do? So we could either just give up or have surgery to remove the fibroids. And at that point I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Like, get rid of those fibroids, because my OBGYN was the one that suspected that my miscarriage was because of the fibroids. So on August 11th of this year, I had the surgery to remove fibroids, and everything went well. It was a mini laparotomy myomectomy, which means that they did a bikini cut incision and removed 6 fibroids. One of them was a little bit bigger than a golf ball, but they varied in sizes. But that was the biggest one. So it's crazy to think that I had 6 of those bloodsuckers in my uterus. So that was in August, and so I recovered from that great. Let me tell you that I'm on my 3rd cycle period right now. I have not had to take any ibuprofen for my cramping on my period. Like, I have spent my entire life since I was 12 years old with painful cramping that I would have to take Motrin or ibuprofen, and all the way like until now. I'm 35 years old now, and so I used to have to take like at least 800 milligram ibuprofen on the first day and a half of my period. But these last cycles that I've had on my period, I have not taken 1 ibuprofen. That just goes to show you how crazy it is that people who have bad cramps during their period, it's probably because of fibroids or endometriosis or whatever. It depends on the person where they are located. Apparently mine were the ones that were causing me so much cramping and pain during my periods. But it's just like, it's incredible. Like, and another thing, sex doesn't hurt. It used to be that sex would hurt. Not anymore. I mean, not all sex was hurting, because of course it's pleasurable, but like certain positions I'd have to move around and it would just feel like pressure. Now, even my husband says he can feel the difference. So I'm glad that I had the fibroids removed. So now I'm fibroid free, my periods are great, and they said that I could transfer after 3 to 6 months after my surgery, so that it gives enough time for my uterus to heal, which is fine. You know, everything is fine, everything looks good. I'd show you right now my scar, but like, you know, I don't know, they might censor me on YouTube or whatever. But everything looks good. So here we are, like, in our lives now in October. It's our anniversary. It's just a really good month for us, and I wasn't thinking anything about it, and I was like, oh, well, what if we just try, like, on our own for this month? And so I didn't think anything of it, honestly. And then last week I was supposed to get my period on Monday. Well, the whole week I was feeling like tiny little twinges. But I remember last year when I was pregnant with my IVF, I was feeling the same exact thing, but I wouldn't get my period. And my cycles have always been 28 days. This time I made it to 34 days and I still didn't get my period. So I was like, oh my God, do you think that this, like, is this a miracle? Like, do you think that we possibly could have gotten pregnant outside of IVF and IUIs and drugs and all this stuff? Like, do you really think that all of this could have been just because of the fibroids having been removed? Anyway, so I took a pregnancy test this past Friday and it was positive. It was positive. I will put, if anybody asks to see the picture of that pregnancy test, I will show you. It was positive. I showed it to the nurse that I'm friends with here at the fertility clinic. She showed it to my reproductive endocrinologist. They both said, oh, it looks positive. So I came over this morning to do blood work to confirm. But last night I got my period. And I'm all puffy faced and whatever because I've been crying my eyes out because I wanted nothing more in this world to get pregnant, obviously, but for it to have happened like on our own naturally and without IVF or drugs or whatever would have been a miracle. But it didn't. That's not what's happening. Like, I got my period. Like, I can't believe, like, I feel stupid. I really feel stupid. I feel stupid because I looked at that thing and I thought it was positive, and I literally felt pregnant the whole weekend. I did, and I'm just so angry that it's not. But you know what? As much hope and faith as I have that it's gonna happen, I have to be realistic. Like, my husband doesn't have good swimmers. That's guaranteed. I have diminished ovarian reserve, which means that the few eggs that I have left, and my ovulation is kind of weird, I guess. I don't ovulate as well as I should, and my eggs don't mature on their own. So I have to be realistic and just come to terms that I'm not going to get pregnant by myself. Or obviously not by myself, but like just like trying naturally, you know? So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to schedule the FET, the frozen embryo transfer, for January. And we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to update everybody. I know it's been a long time, but I mean, this roller coaster of a ride is really tough. You know, every time that I talked to somebody, I mean, of course, everybody has reached out to me and has been so supportive. You know, I tie this together with my LuLaRoe business, you know, Journey to Baby Duncan. Everybody's been so positive and supportive. But one thing that I'm kind of tired of hearing is everybody tells me, oh, but I know so-and-so that, like, the minute that she stopped worrying about it, she got pregnant. That's wonderful for her. That's not me. Oh, but I went to a fertility clinic and, like, on the way over, like, I got pregnant and I didn't have to go, and you just never know. And I'm like, that's great for you. I'm tired of hearing it, you know? Like, I appreciate the sentiment, like, you guys want me to feel better and everything, but I need to stop teasing myself, because when I looked at that pregnancy test, I said positive. Like, I must have looked at it with rose-colored glasses or something, you know, because I got my period. Like, I'm here in my period. Like, it's just such a tease. It's all just crazy. And I appreciate everybody's, like, warm, happy thoughts, but I don't want to hear anymore about how so-and-so got pregnant, like, the month after they stopped IVF or something. Like, just, I feel so bad. Like, I just feel terrible. I hate myself for thinking that, you know, it could happen on its own, and I hate to sound like so bitter or whatever, but I just am, and those are my feelings, and I want to put it on YouTube. Gosh, well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a better day today. My nurse is going to call me this afternoon to tell me that it's negative, I'm sure. I just did blood work. And then hopefully we'll just plan for January to do a frozen embryo transfer. And I'm hoping that with those 3 frozen embryos that we can just have one, at least one. I just want one. You know, nothing would make me happier than to give a baby to my husband. And I want a child. I want a family. You know, like, I'm 35 years old. I feel like I've been put on this earth to do that. I don't feel like it should be so difficult, but it is. It is, and I'm trying the best that I can. I really am. But days like this, I just get so frustrated, and I need to let it out. But thanks for watching me. I appreciate the support. I really do. Today was an angry post. I'm sorry. It's been a long time, but I hope y'all have a good day. And if you guys are going through the same thing that I'm going through, please call me, please text me, please put a comment and be like, I feel you, girl. Like, I'm right there with you. So have a good day. Bye.